Hey friends, Dr. Heather here on day 5. I shouldn't put 2 hands up on day 5 of our clean eating challenge today. So they're going to be super sweet and short. I just want to check in and see how everybody's doing. Excited for everybody doing their scores. I know yesterday I didn't put the scoring sheet down. If you guys tell me I need to do that, I will absolutely do that. We have more than 12,000 friends here. I love the shares you guys are doing. So I want to say this again, this is not about being perfect. This is about doing better than you were before. So everybody says, where should I start? I'm super lost. I am a drive-through junkie. I eat lots of prepared food. Number 1, start with just drinking water. Number 2, start checking condiments. That would be where I would start. And then start ditching the buns. If you're eating with buns and just do lettuce or just eat the burger by itself, pick it up and just eat it. Start very simple, because condiments is where a lot of you are going to get in trouble. We know so many things. Hey Joe, thanks for joining us. I was just sending a friend of mine a bunch of articles on brain health, Alzheimer's, dementia, broken brains, because what we know now is that if we have a family who is related to us that has any type of broken brain, whether it's Alzheimer's, dementia, we know Alzheimer's is now type 3 diabetes, that what happens in the brain is that the brain loses the ability to uptake glucose, so the cells don't function. That's why you can't remember things. Short-term memory starts to go because those cells are not getting energy. This also happens in PTSD and other types of broken brain, whether you're a soccer player, motor vehicle accident. But we do know, because Dr. Cunane, Dr. Amen, Dr. Mary Newport, Dr. Ken Ford, these leading thought leaders in this space of brain and ketone technology, the brain 100% can uptake the ketones. So we have this cell that we thought was once damaged can no longer uptake that. Now the brain can upsell 100% uptake the ketone and use it for energies. So we're eating clean food, and that's what this is all about, eating clean food. If you have some type of issue with your gut, with your colon, with your brain, and we're putting toxic food in there that has artificial food colorings, artificial dyes, think how much harder that is for your gut to have to work to extract the nutrients out of it. We know our body's its own pharmacy. We know our body must eat to get energy to run our day-to-day operation. We know that our food has to use that to get our brain neurotransmitters. So we start talking about what our body needs to just run the day-to-day operation, to start getting going in the morning, to talk, to wave, to hi, to love, to share, to function, to walk, or to actually shut the brain down, to go to bed at night, to sleep, to rest, to rejuvenate, repair. That also takes a lot of things going on in your body. Those things, those functions all rely on our body's nutritional component. So what you eat dictates how your body's going to function. So we just said, let's do 40 days of clean eating. We know that, even think of this like a dry grass. I'm looking at my lawn today. If I planted seeds and I watered every single day, I'm going to have a pretty good outcome. But what if I watered every other day? I'm still going to have an outcome. It won't be as good as if I watered every day. Maybe I watered every 3rd day. I am a farmer's girl from Kansas. Hey, Macy, thanks for joining us. So think about that. So even close counts with this, guys. So maybe you drank 5 Cokes every day and you went down to 1 soda and replaced the other 4 with water. You're still going to get much more of a benefit. So I want to be short and sweet today. We talked about what we're going to do when we're eating clean. So the first thing we're going to do is eat real whole food. We're going to start drinking water. We're going to ditch the alcohol and the pop. We're going to ditch the processed foods. So what did I have this morning? What did I have when I woke up? I woke up, I had my water, then I had my coffee. My coffee had MCT oil in it. It had organic coconut oil in it. It had Ceylon cinnamon, which was organic, in it as well. So all those healthy fats. The cinnamon is great for digestion. I went to church. I came home and I had brunch. So one day a week, I do a 24-hour fast. I just finished a 10-day keto reboot, which I generally lead or coach. So just finished kind of a 10-day challenge where we do an 8-day or 8-hour of intermittent fasting. And all that word means is that, I love this word, spontaneous meal skipping. I'm skipping all my snacking at night. I'm skipping my snacking in the middle of the afternoon, and I'm eating 2 to 3 meals a day in an 8-hour time frame. I'm eating real whole food, meats, vegetables, fats. I'm eating real food. And so when I came home today, we had taco salad. So I had a big taco. I had shredded cabbage. I love cabbage. We had locally grown meat, and we had some spices in it, things like garlic, which is great for your immune system. We also put a little bit of heat in there. Cayenne pepper is great for your immune system. The hotter, the better. Get your sinuses going, which is good. Also get your metabolic system going, which is good. Get your gut going, which is good. Put a little bit of guacamole on there. Put some black olives on there. I think my husband had pork rinds with his. My other son did have some corn shells. Corn shells are just corn and salt, and he's 20 something. That's okay. It's pretty close. So he's eating as clean as he can for his age. We had water. We didn't have any soda, things like that. So I ate my one meal today, and every week I do a 1 day fast. So one meal a day. So I ate my one meal to full today. I didn't have a little mini meal. I had a full meal today. So I am fully satisfied. And then I won't eat again until tomorrow. So I'm not saying that you have to do that. I have a lot of people saying, when do you do that? I generally do it once a week on Thursday. That is my busiest day. I work in the clinic. I have OT. I have PT. Except for this week, I'm getting my new fitting for my prosthesis. So that is generally a very hard day for me, a much, much higher pain day, a higher recovery day from that. So I chose today because I love tacos and I like to eat to full, because we want to fast, refeed, and then feast. So fast, refeed, and then feast. That's what our bodies were meant to do. We're never meant to eat 365 days and 6 to 17 meals a day. Our body was meant to refeed, and then fast, and then refuel. Because what happens is, while I'm not eating from today until tomorrow at lunch, my immune system's going to cycle back through, and then it's also going to get rid of all that toxic glucose or glycogen that could be stored. It's going to get the gunk and inflammation out of my joints. I'm also going to feed my body. So like I said, this morning I fed it some healthy collagen, which is going to help my joints and my muscles. It's also going to help recycle hormones. They get all those toxins out of my body because I had that great big cabbage. Cabbage is like a Brillo pad. Any fresh vegetables are. It scoots out all that amazing junk out of your colon and out of your cells. And then I'm going to wash it all away. Think of that dirty plate that you have in your sink. You actually use a Brillo pad and scrub it like soap and vegetables, I think, are like raw vegetables. It cleans that plate off, and then you turn the water on extra hard. The water's going to wash all that plate off. Well, I'm going to wash out my body with water. I am going to use exogenous ketones. People say, why? Because I want my body to have energy to get all that stuff cleaned out over the next 24 hours. And the exogenous ketones I use is Prove It. People keep saying, why? It's the only one that's bioidentical to what our body makes. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's soy-free, it's kosher certified. It has extra B6 in there. Why B6 is so important? Because B6 makes up each of our neurotransmitters in our brain. Our brain is so important. Our brain cells have to communicate to each other to make day-to-day operation happens. Also, how it regenerates, it dictates our moods. It helps us cope with stress. So why I'm not eating, my body's saying, thank you for not eating for the next 24 hours. Now I can get busy. I can actually start talking to my other cells, help your immune system. I can start talking to your heart. I can get that resting heart rate reset. I can get your brain reset. I can also now, I'm not involved with metabolism right now, which is great. I also have some B12 in there, and the B12 is so important for making and recycling our DNA, which is our kind of our anti-aging issue. Every single red blood cell has some B12 in it. B12 also, when you're eating, is important for the stomach and digesting food. It also is important for the synthesis of new cells, which you're making all the time. Very, very abundant in our body. So that's why it has some extra things in there. Also a little bit calcium. Calcium's our body's natural tranquilizer. We want to calm down our nervous system, especially if you're suffering from something like I have, which is RSD, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. I want to calm down the nervous system. When things are calm, your body can do its best work of recycling and rejuvenating all those cells it needs to do. And then tomorrow, when I break fast, again, I'm going to probably just have tea today. I'll probably have I'm going to do a yoga class tonight. Probably going to go out for a walk with my puppy today because the weather is nice. So my uncle's over now, so I'm going to go chat with some friends. All those great positive things going on with my brain. Write my gratitude journal tonight. But again, eating clean when I reintroduce food. And then tomorrow, I think we had beef today. We're having chicken tomorrow, a baked chicken, I think, and some green beans my mom wanted to have in a side salad. So when you're eating clean, think about where to start. Water first, dish the condiments, pick a protein, and pick a couple vegetables. This is not about perfect, it's about close. So if you know that you're a drive-through king or queen, or you're a box meal microwave to go, think this time I'm going to pick up a rotisserie chicken, a frozen bag of veggies, I'm going to put some grass-fed butter, I'm going to put some organic coconut oil on top of it, and that's really good. And I'll put some ideas down. I'm going to start posting each and every meal in my story. I always say KISS on that, KISH, which means keep it super simple, or keto is super simple, or eating clean is super simple, whichever acronym you want to use. Post your meal down here. Like this is one that came on our grocery store ad, which was just cabbage. It had cabbage with a half a green apple. It has some cilantro, also had a little bit of bacon in there, and it's just fried cabbage. It's got some rosemary in there, some parsley in there, so it looks super yummy. So when we're doing this 40-day eating clean challenge, I don't want you calculating macros. I don't need you counting everything. I want you mindfully eating. So when you're hungry, eat. That means your body needs energy. But first, make sure that you're not dehydrated, because a lot of times you're often dehydrated, which mimics hunger, it mimics headaches, it mimics hunger. So drink some water first and make sure that your body's not hungry. Secondly, it takes 20 minutes for your stomach to tell your brain you're full. So before you go back for that second serving or that second plate, say, did I eat a protein that was the size of the palm of my hand? Did I eat a couple handfuls of vegetables, not grains, but a couple handfuls of vegetables? Did I have some fat on there, like a tablespoon or two of dressing or a tablespoon of nuts or seeds or something? Like for a snack yesterday, we had, or with our meal, I think we had salmon patty and we had some celery with some sun butter on it. Totally all natural. Everything had one ingredient. So we want you to keep it very, very simple. I did post a couple posts down. I gave a meal chart that you guys can plan your meals out. We planned ours out for the week, and I'll share it a little bit later because we haven't gotten the store yet. And then I also just planned out a very autoimmune friendly kind of low carb, keto, paleo food list that you guys can choose from. So we would love to have you and 5 friends join us. And Rhonda's right. It's been 5 days already. I know. We just finished up our 10-day group. People are like, I can't believe how fast. I went 10 days without snacking. I went 10 days without sugar. I went 10 days without barbecue sauce. I went 10 days without alcohol. Think how easy that is. So again, just small little steps each and every day. So again, we've tagged it down below. We are doing a scoring system because I think everybody needs to be rewarded. Oftentimes we make changes and no one's there supporting you, giving you a virtual high five, but we want to make sure that you're getting some shout outs, you're getting some support, you're getting some virtual hearts, high fives, and thumbs up. But today is day 5. I do want to make these short and sweet every day, but I did want to share I am doing a 24-hour fast. Check with your healthcare provider before we're doing any type of non-eating program. But I do think it's healthier not to eat than eat a donut. I did say that. It's healthier not to eat than eat a donut. And did you know that ketchup has the same amount of sugar as a half a glazed donut? I say that all the time, but it's shocking. So if people say, why do you use the ketones? It gives you energy. It stops the cravings. It actually makes you feel fuller longer. It calms down your nervous system, increases your GABA and dopamine, which is your feel-good hormone. How many times you end up eating, not because you're hungry, but because you're hangry or because you're crabby or because you just don't feel good or you're anxious or you're nervous or you're just, I don't know, might as well eat. How many times does that happen? But what if? What if you felt great? What if your mood was great? What if you only ate when you're hungry? And what if you only ate to where you're full? You didn't overeat. What if you actually woke up with a smile on your face instead of a frown? What if it wasn't Groundhog's Day? Just what if? That's what can happen when you eat clean, when your body's not bombarded with burning toxins and red dye this and blue dye number that and MSG this. We are already allowed to have 80,000 toxins in our foods that are allowed by the FDA. So just eat as clean as you can. But remember, this is not about being perfect. It's just being about 1% better today than you were yesterday. So thanks again for joining me. Happy day 5. Shout it out. Put down below. Put a picture of what you're eating down below. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll put the scoring stuff up above tonight. So I'll just, when we're done here today, I'm going to go visit with my family. Then I'll put the little scoring sheets. Give yourself a number if you drink water, if you exercise. If you ate in an 8 or 10 hour time frame, you get a point. If you decide to drink some ketones, you get a point. So we're just giving some points for some fun stuff. If you didn't drink alcohol today, you get a point. So there's some easy points to get there. You guys have a blessed day. I always like to say, in good health and happiness. This is Dr. Heather, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow.